Hello, everyone, and welcome to Triple A's Venture. My name is Andres, and I'm here to talk to you about shiny object syndrome. Before I get into that topic, for those of you who already know what it is, I am going to list a bunch of side hustle ideas that I've done in the past within these past 6 years. So if you guys want to get some ideas of side hustles, go ahead and listen. All these are good ideas if you're willing to put in the effort. But some of you may succumb to shiny object syndrome like I have myself. Shiny object syndrome, for those of you who don't know, basically is you get into a subject or a side hustle, and as you do it, you hear about something else, or you get another idea. And you completely forget about what you're currently working on and decide to switch focus on the new venture. That basically deters whatever effort you put forth before on your previous venture. And what ends up happening is eventually you get bored of the new side hustle and find something else that's probably more shiny, or grass is greener, and end up going to that next venture, and then that next venture. And that is something that we want to avoid. We want to try to pick a topic, go forth, achieve that topic before trying to do anything else. So hopefully this video helps you guys out to avoid jumping ship and going into whatever shiny object you guys see in the future and be able to stay focused. Now, going on to the topics of stuff that I actually tried doing and actually ended up investing money into it, is first venture I've ever tried doing is computer repair. I ended up I took an elective in high school, which taught me how to do computer repair, learning how to build a computer, how to spot issues, how to find the resolutions for said issues. And I ended up doing that for at least the first 2 years of college and my senior year of high school. So about 3 years. High school, I actually ended up helping out a family friend at his computer business. He ended up opening up a shop. He needed someone to take care of the shop, so I ended up going to the shop. Any issues I was able to solve, awesome, while I was there. And then stuff that obviously I couldn't do, whenever he showed up to the shop, I could watch him resolve those issues within the computer, viruses, etc. I didn't get paid for that. That was mainly more for me to learn. And again, it was a family friend, so I ended up learning. After that year, I ended up doing it myself. Created a website, started getting business from on the side to do computer repair. But I had a full-time job at a warehouse, and I was going to college. So really only did the computer repair on the weekend. So obviously my return wasn't able to work on it as much as I wanted to. And it got to the point where I just lost interest, whether it is because I didn't have time and I didn't want to spend my free time on it, or for some reason I just lost the love of trying to fix computers. I found out that it ended up taking me a lot longer to fix issues that were simple issues to fix, but it's just because I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So after 3 years, I ended up forgetting about that dream of opening up my own shop and gave up on computer repair. The next venture I ended up where I put the most money into is Amazon FBA. So let's talk about Amazon FBA for a minute. I ended up dropping, I want to say 2,000, maybe 2,500 in buying my product and shipping it from China to the US via air. Probably $3K potentially because of the Amazon fees and everything. I'm not gonna go into details on what the process is for Amazon FBA. That might be something where I can get more into in a video in the future, on how I sourced, how I got the product, how I found my product, and also how I ended up using the processes of FBA and advertising to sell it. I did end up selling a few, but it wasn't as much as I was hoping to. It was getting to the point where I had to pay well, there was a couple months off before I would have to pay the late fees for it being stored in Amazon for so long. Same thing with that one, work, school. Also, I should have paid someone to do, what do they call it? Copywriting. And doing my advertising. But I didn't end up doing it. I tried doing everything myself, and writing is not my forte. I hate writing with a passion. Anything that has to do with writing, I try to avoid or I delay till the end of time, which is what kept happening with this Amazon FBA. I didn't do my own copywriting. My photography was crap. Well, it was actually pretty decent, but my copywriting was horrible. And I didn't take the time to learn how to use AdSense for Amazon to try to sell a product in Amazon. Because of that, I didn't sell as much as I wanted to. And actually, I still have a good amount of quantity of that product in my garage, which I might show if I end up doing this video in the future. Maybe do it as a giveaway in the future. Again, it's not the best product. That's definitely where I felt that is. I picked the wrong product to sell on Amazon. And that's what ruined me from the start, was just not picking the right product from the start. With Amazon FBA, I also ended up trying drop shipping. I learned that. I didn't really try it. I did get into like a website where I paid for a membership to try to learn it, and didn't end up going well. I tried arbitrage, where you would have to look for discounted items to resell on Amazon. Again, same thing. I wasn't that good at it. I needed to learn what stores to go into in order to do said arbitrage, go to yard sales. I just didn't want to wake up early on my only day off. So that didn't end up working out, so I gave that up. My next venture after Amazon ended up trying to be a notary, mainly focusing on doing the loan forms for people who buy houses. At this point in time, I was already learning about real estate, and a side hustle I heard about was notary, specifically doing loans for houses. This piqued my interest because I was like, all right, cool, I could get my foot into the door, learn the loan process business to probably help myself figure out ways to do loaning options for or learning about different loaning options for when I end up investing in real estate. It's also very easy, and it worked with my job. At this point, I was out of college. I was just focusing on work. Work was in the morning, so this worked out perfectly because I could get home from work, and then usually people want to sign their notary documents on the weekends or in the evening when they come back from work, which worked out perfectly. The only problem with this is I bought a course. I went through the whole course. I learned everything I could, but that was around the same time as I ended up buying a house, which is the house that I'm in right now. But talked to the loan processing agent, or loan processing notary who did our paperwork, asked, hey, what are some tips? How do you feel about being in the business? And unfortunately, they shook my confidence and made it seem like it was hard to get into unless you knew someone. It wasn't the most glamorous job. And I lost confidence and didn't end up pulling the trigger, which I should have. I did the work for it. I should have just pulled the trigger. I even have some family friends who actually used to do this, and they said it was a great idea, great work, great experience. But I ended up backing out and never took the first step to becoming a notary. Also, my attention to detail is not that great, and I was scared of, messing up, getting sued. And that's always my biggest fear, is whenever I do something, my biggest fear is getting sued. So I try to cross my T's and dot my I's as much as possible whenever that potential is there. And that fear is what stops me from taking action. So that's the reason why I failed becoming a notary. Now we're more in the present tense on where I'm at now and what it is I'm trying to do. Well, yeah. Real estate investing. For the past year and 2 years, I've been trying to learn about real estate investing, the Burr method, house hacking, flipping, a bunch of different ways to invest in real estate. That's currently where I'm at right now. It's just where I need to start taking action. And then with the whole pandemic and trying to save money to try to get into that real estate is a long process that I'm not currently able to go into that field. Which in turn gave me the idea, well, let me become a real estate agent. That way I can learn and go through this process as much as I can while getting money on the side to help me save and end up buying my first investment. And we all know what I said in the previous video. Bought the course, I haven't passed chapter 1. Again, with everything going on, work, and where I work out, our hours actually ended up going up. Just these past couple of days, I've been working like 6 days, about like 13 hours, 14 hours, which has really made it hard for me to put my focus on that. And again, it's just excuses because I bought the course 6 months ago and I still haven't done anything with it. So I'm at this point where it's just deciding whether I still want to go down and learn real estate and become a real estate agent, or ignore that and then just go straight to investing and maybe find a hard money lender who's willing to help me out. But ended up getting a new shiny object that I came forth is YouTubing. I figured I might as well, document my process of trying to become financially independent. I figured I can use YouTube to try to help myself commit into whatever actions I'm gonna make. So I'm currently gonna put my focus on this. Hopefully build a community to where we can help each other become financially independent. And then I can make a decision whether I still want to try that real estate agent or if I want to try just going to investing. Obviously, just depends on how well this goes and what ends up happening in the future. Of course, with the whole pandemic, who knows what our economic status is going to be by the end of the year. So, of course, things will change. But just wanted to bring out this video here for you guys to let you guys know, hey, careful with the new shiny object syndrome. It's very easy to get bored of something or get frustrated with something, and then jump into something new and then just go repeat the process all over again. Trust me, as you've heard, it's very easy to just jump onto the new thing. It's when you continue doing the grueling task of what seems hard to do is when you'll go to the next level and be able to achieve what you want. So pick something, and if a new shiny object comes up, ignore it, put it in the back burner for a month or two, and see if you still want to do it after that. If you still want to do it after that, okay, fine, I'm not going to stop you. But just make sure that your main focus is on what you chose to begin with. Make sure you put full effort on that before you end up jumping to a new topic like I've been doing these past few years, and wasted. I wouldn't say wasted because I've learned it a lot, but I haven't made any strides because of it. And I'm hoping now that I won't be falling into that effect anymore and end up being able to focus on YouTube and real estate. Those are going to be my two focus: YouTube, real estate. That's it. No shiny objects. I've got rid of all my podcasts where I've learned other side hustles where I get my ideas, and mainly just focus on real estate. And then YouTubing is going to be for me mainly just for fun, to try to document myself and try to keep myself committed. And then hopefully if it ends up being good, then maybe I'll put more focus on this and make it a business. But right now my main focus is going to be real estate and YouTubing is going to be more for fun, documenting, and hopefully eventually maybe become a business. Thank you all for joining me today. Have a blessed day and take care.